Hello, welcome back to the ESU Band interview series. This is take two of Chris's interview. Little lore drop here. All my videos got corrupted and stuff, so I lost them all, including Chris's original interview. But thank you, Chris, for doing this again.
Thank you for letting me do this again.
How was your day?
Mostly pretty cool. Not really actually a lot going on, but just preparing to get out of here for the holidays, but finishing up on some stuff for projects before putting it together.
Cool. Let's go right into the questions. Oh, why don't you introduce yourself, like what you did in the band?
Oh yeah, perfect. So my name is Christopher Hoffmann. I am a senior communications major with a minor in music. I have been in percussion for all my 4 years here. In terms of the marching band, I was in the front ensemble for my first year, followed by 3 years on bass drum. In concert band, I have bounced all around, but I know my freshman year I was the sole timpanist, and then that's when we kind of like shuffled everywhere and all that stuff. And then jazz band, I've been on aux percussion my entire life.
Cool. What made you get into percussion?
So I knew a little bit of piano back in like 4th grade and stuff, so that kind of helped me like transition into mallets pretty well. And so when I decided I wanted to join band back in middle school was when so that was kind of like my gateway. So that kind of helped me out, and then with and the rest went from there.
What made you choose ESU?
Ooh, this one is an interesting story. So I think it was mainly due to like it being really close to home, the fact that that the music program had a front ensemble, which the second choice that I could have gone to was the University of South Florida. They didn't have one, and at the time I felt like I kind of like wanted to stay within like what I was most comfortable with. Little did I know that would completely change, but so yeah, it was also the fact that it's only like less than 2 hours away that kind of makes you really close. So if I have to go home and all that stuff, it's good, because Florida I would have to get on the plane from Tampa or risk a 16-hour drive, which would be fun, but yeah. So I think it was also that, and I know like one of the things that kind of got me to join was actually a phone call with Dr. Hodge about the program when I was actually at the airport in Tampa after like visiting USF. So it's always a fun story to talk about. Also, the fact that USF is massive. It was like at the time it was like 50,000 people, and ESU, even though we're growing a lot since my freshman year, it was about like a tenth of that. So it being also a small school kind of helps me out too.
Get to know.
Oh yeah.
Your major is communications, right?
Mm-hmm.
Part of that, what you've been doing on campus is that you're one of the DJs for WESS. You mind talking more about that?
Yeah, so 90.3 WESS, that is our student-operated radio station at the McGarry Center. So I first got into that because I needed was thinking about getting an internship, because it was something that I kind of needed to get done regardless, even though like originally I was on the public comm concentration, which doesn't really require an internship, but I figured I'd do it just because. So I took radio practicum fall of last year, and then in the spring I would have like this one show that I'm actually planning on bringing back next semester because I had a lot of fun with it. So I would just like take a look at a certain topic. So like I know this show last semester I did stuff like the big band era. I did pop music of 2008. I did artists like Paramore. I even did like music from Studio Ghibli. So there's a lot of that. And it was pretty fun, to the point that I wanted to get more involved. So now I have 2 shows, and hopefully next semester I can have 3.
Nice. What's your DJ name?
DJ Yahoo.
DJ Yahoo.
Like the internet website thing.
I was thinking the chocolate milk. More of a lighthearted question. What's your favorite food?
I go crazy with a really good shrimp scampi. It's one thing I actually really look forward to if we have dinner at home and stuff, because for me, like the best thing with that is that it's what's up, Evan? It was whenever like there's like a lot of lemon to it, it's really good.
One of the questions, this would be a new question that we didn't get to the last time. I know you mentioned prior to this coming to this interview, the last time you recorded was during mid-season, and then now it's the end of the season. What have been your thoughts so far?
Well, I think now that actually it's probably better we did this now, after the season, because I think really this was probably my favorite marching band season ever. I mean, I know like last year was a little bit rough for me, so like anything that was like really good this year would probably be like a step up. But this one I had a lot of fun because like it's really cool getting to figure out everything, especially with a really large drum line. So I think it's the largest in ESU's history, but and then also had a pretty fun show, had some cool concepts, and then getting to meet some really wonderful people, and then getting a chance like to reflect on like how much of an impact I've made for both the university and from all my friends. It makes you do feel really good, and I'm really glad that I went out on a high note.
Glad you've been here, Chris. We appreciate all that you do. If there's one thing you can change about the program, at large, what would you change?
This one's tough, but I feel like I want to say maybe increasing community involvement a little bit more. Like, we've had this a little bit back in my first year here, where like I know one of the things we did, we performed stand charts outside of Jimmy's, and right off of Crystal Street. That was a really fun experience. And then I think like getting involved like more like outside of campus and stuff, I think would be rather fun. Whether that's like exhibition matches or that's just like local gigs here and there. I think it's really cool. It kind of helps us with promotion, kind of getting our name out there, but also like a way that we can help serve the community and kind of help with that, maintain like that idea of us being loud, proud, and pleasing the crowd. So I think if we can get more opportunities like that, I think that'd be awesome.
Cool. And I heard through the grapevine that you will come back for a marching bell set.
Yeah, I'd love to. That's if that happens, and then like but we would also have to get like a completely new harness because like the ones that I've seen like upstairs, they're kind of weird because like they're mounted vertically instead of like the ones horizontally like a tenor drum. I feel like those would just be a little bit more easier, but yeah, that's a bit of a bucket list thing for me, which I don't know. I'm also getting really old, so I'm not sure.
Man can dream. Then the last question, what would you say to any future viewers or any future members that tune in?
Oh, I was thinking about this a little bit a while ago, but the big one I would say, don't be afraid to broaden your horizons. Don't be afraid to try something new. We do have a lot of opportunities, especially since our band is it's very fun. It's all about the atmosphere and it's all about like the experience itself instead of like less of like the music itself. So you really get a lot of good chances like to try new things out. So like, I mean, for example, like with me, like back in high school, I would mostly just like stick with the mallets and all the front ensemble stuff. And then later in concert band, like I ended up picking up timpani and actually did really well with it and I actually still really enjoy it. And then we got stuff like, and then I ended up joining battery for the first time and then my last 3 years and I think every single drum minus like the big bass, even though we don't really use that actually a lot for the shows itself, but still, I actually did get to wear it for the senior show, so I technically have done all like the drums that we usually like to use, and then you know we got like some like really like cool things that like I probably wouldn't have done in high school. Like I mean like I went to PASIC this year, and that was a really fun experience. I got to be part of a intercollegiate band last academic year, and that was a really mind-blowing experience. So I mean there's a lot of really good chances and there's a lot of great opportunities, so don't be afraid to take a chance at those because it's gonna be worth it.
You definitely I always love you, Chris, because you always bring the energy and you always bring the enthusiasm.
Thank you, I do try my best.
Well, thank you again for taking the time to do a second interview.
Thank you for taking your time and letting me do a second interview, CJ.
No problem. All right, that'll conclude this episode of the ESU Band interview series. Be sure to follow our socials at ESU Bands on Instagram, TikTok. There is also now a color guard and percussion Instagram. So ESU Percussion, ESU Color Guard on Instagram. Go follow that. And then, yeah, that's it. Be sure to like and subscribe, and peace out.
Peace out.
Thank you.
Thank you.